Hey guys, we're at Trattoria La Terraza. Here, a beautiful gem on the south coast of Durban, Southbroom South to be exact. Truly, location is everything here. Beautiful nature surrounded by a river and lagoon, all in one. In fact, we got the opportunity to speak to Nikki, who's going to tell us exactly where the design, the location, and the history of this place came to be. Stay tuned. Nikki! It's so good to
Hi.
see you. Thank you
you.
so much for having us.
No,
We greatly
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Great, pleasure.
I can't wait to get down to the bottom of exactly how this gem came to be.
Okay.
You ready?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Let's get
Yeah.
into it. So, once again, we're here at Trattoria La Terraza. And as you can see, the energy and the atmosphere is definitely one to brag about. I'm here with the beautiful and wonderful Nikki, who's going to tell us everything we need to know about the genesis and birth of this beautiful gem. Nikki, you said 29 years ago. Talk me
Yes.
through that. How did it start? How did you get here and you realize,
Wow.
yes, this is where it's happening?
God. I came here on holiday and came here for lunch with my parents. And I just thought, what a divine place. And I was living in Joburg at the time and really bored, needed a change. And I went back home and I said to my husband, I found the most divine place. We've got to go and look at it. And we came here on holiday and we had far too much sangria. We sat down on the lower deck and we fantasized about opting out. And that's exactly what we did a year later. So we packed our bags and came here with our baby, who was 1. And we've been here ever since. And it's just been a magical place to be and a fabulous place to bring up a child right on the beach.
Wow.
And we've loved it. We've looked around, we've been all over South Africa, but we actually never found anything as unique as this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's uncommercial, it's charming. Maybe uncommercial is not a good thing being in business, but it's got enough of both to make it appealing.
Brilliant. So, given that this is such a beautiful, well-hidden gem, what would you say is the one thing that you have that no one else has?
Wow. Well, definitely food-wise, you're talking about. Okay. So completely original and not particularly traditionally Italian is our spaghetti gamberi, which is a very thin spaghettini. And we do that with sauteed prawns, with tomato,
Wow.
garlic, ginger, chili, coconut milk. And that's definitely not Italian, but we live in KZN and I've got access to all those divine products.
That's it.
And actually, it's our bestseller. It's amazing. So that's fabulous. Nobody else has got that because that came out of my head. And we do some other stunning meat dishes. We do a very traditional Florentine T-bone, which is stunning. They have them in Florence, but nobody I know in South Africa has them, where the meat is cut off the bone in thin strips. And it's a super big T-bone. It's enough for a family of 2 or 3 to eat.
Or just one.
Or one very hungry person.
Which I am very now.
Yeah.
With all of this talk of food, my goodness, Nikki. So you're definitely an innovative genius in the kitchen, hey?
Well, I have moments of creativity. Yeah, absolutely. It's you've got to be. I've been in it for so long. One has to have continuity and keep on feeling inspired. So I have to travel to do that. So when I need inspiration, I go to Cape Town and I eat at beautiful restaurants there, bring back ideas and try them here. And yeah, it keeps things fresh.
I like that. So if I understand correctly, you go and you source out what everyone's doing. You see what usual Italian restaurants serve, and you say, okay, cool. How can we upskill that? And how
Yeah.
can we take what KZN has to offer
Yeah.
and bring the two together? Hey,
Absolutely, yeah.
wow. And what would you say is one of the challenges with creating a menu that's sort of an Italian and Durban slash KZN mix?
Well, our weather, I mean, it's so hot now. For instance, we can't get basil, we can't get rocket. In December, it's impossible to get lettuces because of our heat.
Yes.
So you've got to be practical. I've often had pestos on my menu, but I've got to take them off because you just can't access basil.
Oh, no.
So whereas, you can get a lot of other things that aren't traditionally Italian. So I've made a bit of a hybrid menu. But
I like
think,
that word.
Yeah,
I like that word.
Absolutely. I think it keeps things interesting. We're not blinkered Italian. I don't do traditional Italian food. Like to have something a little bit more innovative, a little bit more contemporary, really.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Now, it took me a very long time to get the exact pronunciation of that name. Trattoria
Okay.
La Terraza, is that right?
Trattoria La Terraza.
Trattoria
yeah.
La Terraza.
Yeah.
Talk me through that name. Was it the original name or did you come up with that?
I promise you I would never have called a restaurant that name. Do you know what a nightmare it is when I say, hi, this is Nikki from Trattoria La Terraza. I've got to say it 3 times. It's impossible to, place orders. So no, I didn't make, that's not mine. But Trattoria is like, the same as osteria. It's a sort of category of restaurant
Okay.
in Italy. So you get osterias, trattorias, pizzerias. Basically, it's an eating place. But La Terrazza means the terrace, which is what we've got all the way around here. And that.
Okay.
So that's the direct translation. But in my next life, I definitely won't ever have a restaurant called that.
But I suppose it makes sense because now that you've explained it, it definitely gives the atmosphere. When once people get the hang of pronouncing it.
It paints a picture if you understand Italian.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you had any Italians that are originally from Italy come through and enjoy your experience?
Yeah, absolutely, lots.
Wow,
Yeah.
and how did they feel when it came to that hybrid mix of Italy and
Well,
KZN?
it's not totally traditional, and but the pastas that they order or whatever they order, they love, especially the T-bone. There's something here for everybody. And my favorite story is, Italians always want to know, is your husband in the kitchen? And I say no, and they say, well, who does the cooking? And I say, well, I've got Zulu chefs. And they're blown away.
Wow, wow.
But they expect Granny to be in the kitchen
Yes.
or me in the kitchen, which I am, but I'm also out front. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can train people to do amazing things.
I think that's so fantastic because traditionally Italian families pass down
Absolutely.
their restaurants and they always make sure that there's always a family member in the kitchen managing it and making the recipe how
Absolutely.
grandma from the very first inception
Exactly.
has taught it.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important because now you've sort of been taught a certain way and you now know what exists and what has existed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you not only you're not harboring that to yourself, you're sharing it with
Yeah.
people who want to help you out. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I
Have you
cook
had-
what I love. I cook what I
That's
like to
important.
eat.
Yeah.
And I've got some wonderful recipes that my husband's mother gave me, for instance. And she was very instrumental in not teaching me to cook, but talking through recipes and the way things should be. And I worked in a restaurant in Joburg. We owned a restaurant there for quite a few years, and I
Okay.
worked in the kitchen with the Italian chef.
Oh, I see.
But I'm self-taught, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, I just have to know, is there any Italian descent maybe in the family?
Well, my husband's Italian.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he have an authentic Italian name?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd love to hear it.
Massimo.
Oh, Massimo. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Okay. Is Nikki short for something or does it have a
Well,
little flair?
it's short for Nicola.
Nicola.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, guys, as you can see, everything and more to come to Trattoria La Terraza.
Well said. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. I was so worried about that. But this has been Eddie, and we're out here at the wonderful gem hidden in the south of Southbroom, KZN.
Great. Well, what we've got is a very traditional pasta. This is an angel hair pasta. It's called capellini, and it's with vongole, which are baby clams. So it's just very simple. It's just white wine, garlic, a little bit of chili, olive oil, and that's it. Lots of parsley. And that's, somebody ordered a very plain fillet, so that's super plain. We normally do it with a divine mustard sauce and lots of trimmings, but they obviously wanted a plain one. And this is also very traditional Italian. This is called vitello tonnato.
Hey, Garth! Actually startled me a little bit there. Okay, so what are you going to be making for me today?
Today I'm going to make you our traditional lemon margaritas made in-house. We have 2 versions of it. It's going to be the berry margarita, which is not the traditional way, but it's actually very popular on the South Coast. And we'll also make you the traditional way, with lemon. They're both served frozen. and in a martini glass.
Oh wow, served frozen. That's really attractive. I don't think I've ever had a margarita that way. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's get to it. But it does get better after the second sip. And the third.
We're shooting a show here. And you're driving. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. This is a show. You don't come here to drink.
Oh, it's so good.
Get out!
You can go in. Yeah. Don't worry, man. I got your back. There's the berry one.
Hey, what the hell do you think?